Hello, I'm Ngaire McDiarmid from Mining Journal, and today I'm speaking with Juan Pablo Vargas de la Vega, the Managing Director of emerging developer Galan Lithium. They've got two brine projects in Argentina and a hard rock joint venture in Western Australia. And JP, firstly, for anyone new to the company, what do you believe sets Galan apart from other lithium companies?
Hi, Nari. Thanks for the invite. Well, we are in Argentina. We luckily for us, we are at the Hombre Muerto Basin, and that's the house of the Livent Corporation that's been producing lithium for 28 years. Bosco purchased from Galaxy back in the day half of the Sal de Vida project, and then you got the merge of Galaxy Resources and Orocobre on the southern end of the southeast west of the Hombre Muerto Basin. Galan had a thesis back in the day to explore for more brine in the same basin, and we've been successfully found lithium. And the main difference as why this space is special is because we have high grade and a combination of low impurities. So as a result, you can think of many ways of how to process your brine with a lower, potentially with a lower cost, and that's the main thing that within the brine world, which is very competitive in terms of compared to the hard rock, lower cost operating costs, as the market data shows. High grade is important, and low impurities is also important for the operating cost. So in other words, grade is king, and we are at the, I would say, at the highest grade salt flat in Argentina currently today under operations.
Well, if we stay with your flagship project, Hombre Muerto West, and you've just recently raised 50 million in a placement, and so you've obviously got cash in hand, and you've also received some key permits. So can you explain what's happening there in the coming months?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a full 2022 year plan ahead. We're currently drilling because we acquire a new area, and the main objective of the drilling is two. One is to increase our resource base because we have more ground to add. And secondly, we are drilling for wells. So in other words, we already know statically as a picture what we have. Now we need to know dynamically what this means. So these results will feed the DFS study that we are just about to start at the Hombre Muerto West project. And throughout 2022, we're going to be updating the market with our exploration results, drilling results, pumping test results, and then concluding that with a new resource statement. And finally, when we finalize the study, we'll have a reserve statement.
Well, there's a lot happening there, but at your second project in Argentina, Candelas, you've also got a scoping study underway. So how's that progressing?
Well, that's progressing very well. We expect to have the results by this quarter, and so there's not much left for the year. And look, it's another potential production front for us. Whilst we at Hombre Muerto West, we will advance. We have received just to going back, we received the Pablo plant permits that it will fit part of the DFS, and we have a new camp that we'll have a dedicated camp at Hombre Muerto West. At Candelas, we have our own camp, and Candelas, whilst that's where we started our exploration work, it also have around 700,000 tons of lithium carbonate equivalent. So that itself, it's potentially even larger than some of the projects out there, and we decide to see what can we do with it. And as Galan, we believe that we can get some production from it. That's under study, and it will add more value. So think of this as two stages. Started at Hombre Muerto West, that can give us a production profile of 20 to 25,000 tons of lithium carbonate equivalent, and then Candelas that whilst the life may not be as long as in the West, but it's still, we can think of 20, 25 years mine life. We can think of around 10 to 15,000 tons of lithium carbonate equivalent on a production basis. So the overall picture, the long term for Galan, is looking very interesting. And if you combine the projects together, and this is the work that we need to do down the track, as to see how we can add synergies from both ends, it could have a potential production profile of anywhere between 30 to 40,000 tons of lithium carbonate equivalent per year. So that is not a small production profile for a company in lithium, and that definitely gives us a foot into the potential producers going long term. And if you look at the quality of the assets and the companies that are out there, we're not just in any salt flat in Argentina. We are the Hombre Muerto West, that is elephant country, and we like to be part of the story as well.
Well, if we turn from Argentina then, JP, to Australia, where you've got the Greenbushes South joint venture, why the addition of a hard rock project, and how's initial exploration going there?
Well, we have the opportunity to get into hard rock spodumene exploration, and given the location of this project is pretty much 3 kilometers south from the Greenbushes mine pit, and knowing that the fault that drives the mineralization from the Greenbushes mine runs through our tenement, and that was good enough for us to say, well, the neurology is looking good, the prospectivity of this thing is high, so why not to joint venture it? Why not to do something with it? Bear in mind, Galan, when I started Galan, it was just a bit of a left field geological idea that not many people thought possible. 3 million tons of lithium carbon equivalent later, now we have two projects, and discussing a potential profile for production to 30 to 40,000 tons of lithium carbon equivalent as a long-term production basis. And given the current lithium prices, that is a very, very high revenue turnover on a project if we can get this online. So going back to Greenbushes, we think that there is a smoke, as I refer to. The arrows are pointing in every step of the way that we've taken since January, that the area is prospective and remains to be prospective for lithium exploration, given the vicinity and so close to the Greenbushes, being so close to the Greenbushes mine, which is the biggest. Greenbushes today is the biggest lithium mine in the world for hard rock, and with the highest grade as well. So if we can, fingers crossed, if we can get this over the line, it'll be fantastic. We could have the best of both worlds.
Well, you mentioned lithium prices earlier, JP, and of course they have passed their recently passed their 2018 highs. What's your outlook for the lithium market in the years ahead?
Well, if you look back as what is driving all of this, why the prices are going bonkers and who needs lithium, and pretty much the conclusion is that all cars will need batteries, and who'd ever thought when I was a kid playing with cars that, that will be the same principle. And actually that's what it is. The whole world will be toy cars with batteries. The only thing they won't be replaceable. But when you look at this and the outface of the combustion engine in the world that we know, and for an electric engine that has no emissions, that's what is driving the main change. So the boat for electrification to the car fleet is already sailed. And now the market is realizing there's not enough lithium, hence they're running in lithium price. So this is something very fundamentally different to what everyone experienced. And my read on this as a mineral economist now, that's my background, we have not seen this change in 100 years. And this is when the horses got retired from the Industrial Revolution. They were outfaced by the combustion engine. So 100 years ago, you had millions of horses doing what engines are doing today, and tomorrow there'll be electric vehicles. So this is an inflection point in our society, in what we've seen, and the way to power these cars today is with lithium batteries, whether it's LFP, whether it's lithium ion, or solid state potentially down the track. The word lithium is a common denominator on the batteries and going forward. So the lithium prices are reflecting this shortage, and some people are saying that we'll be living on a constant deficit. And from Galan, we're trying to do our bit, trying to get online as soon as we can. And this is why we raise money, because we believe that we can advance our projects, and the economics will be strong. And yeah, we believe that the lithium price will remain strong in the next 5-10 years. I don't see a substitute yet. Everything can be substituted down the track, but as it is from our end, it's not something that will change very quickly. And we want to get to market, sink our capex, be a producer, and independently of what happens in the market, our projects would be competitive. So no matter what happens in the future, we'll remain producing. So that's the bottom line, and that's what it makes Galan different to some of the other lithium players out there.
Well, JP, thank you very much for the update on Galan today.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a good day.